Alright, hello folks, JKG here with another playthrough of one of my Disney Infinity toy boxes, and we're coming in hot here today as our toy box kicks it off. We'll explain the context in just a minute, but first I do have a little fight on my hands, so we're going to go ahead and start off here a little combat. I'm here in a very interesting little toy box. It's a bit of a break from the norm for me. If you've watched many of my videos, you know I tend to do a lot of sort of, recreations, I think would be a fair word to use, from other Star Wars media, some comics, definitely some video games, a lot of stuff inspired by the old Battlefront. I just released not long ago my Paleo level from the new Battlefront. I say new, I mean, how old is it now? Like 10 years old or something crazy? Probably less than 10 years, but not by much. But love to do that sort of thing. But this is a more original idea I had here, yet still inspired. So this is what I call my Mace Windu Clandestine Coruscant Epilogue toy box. And so it is essentially a bit of fun fan fiction, I guess you could say, sort of answering the question, what if Mace Windu was not killed when he was thrown by Palpatine from his window? And so, as you noticed at the very beginning of the toy box, we begin by being shocked. We feel the effects of that Force lightning as we're thrown down to some unknown lower level in Coruscant. And so that's where we are. And while the idea for this is sort of original in nature, I do have to say that it was inspired by a couple people. One, I wish I could tell you who this was, but I saw a video, I think from someone in the Disney Infinity Discord server group, who said they were making a Mace Windu mod video for Disney Infinity, which I was excited to watch. I don't really do mods. That's not my thing. I just kind of casually play on PS4. But I do love watching those videos. And then proceeded to just play with Nick Fury using a lightsaber pack, and honestly I thought it was hilarious, and I was bummed that I had never made that connection. So I thought, well, why not? Why not have a Mace Windu level where I'm really just using Nick Fury with a lightsaber? That's pretty close. And so that's going to be the gig for us. No, we haven't made our lightsaber yet, but he will in a minute. But I also have to say, I got to give props to that Brown Bat. If you've seen his Coruscant videos from May the 4th and all the levels he's put together, obviously using a lot of mods that are just mind-blowing. I mean, it looks phenomenal. It was really good, and I can't get anywhere close to that, especially not with the use of mods. But even with mods, I don't think I'd be able to get anywhere close to what he did. But it did nevertheless inspire me to at least take a shot at a Coruscant type of level, and so this is my attempt at it. I think it came out pretty well. I am pretty maxed out on memory, so there's plenty of little details I would have loved to have added. Would have loved to add some people walking around, to actually populate this city, and I definitely didn't have room for that. So, but that's okay. It still, I think, has ended up as a fun little level. So, just got to give some shout outs there as we begin. First things first, we need a little base to hold up. So we're going to bust in here. We're going to take out that security camera. We can't have those. And we're going to try to bust into this room here and have a little base for ourselves. And so we've gained ourselves a base. And look at that, it even comes with a back to tank. That's good, because we just got thrown off of a very tall Senate building with Force lightning. So it seems like a good time to try to heal up. So we're going to go ahead and get a healing capsule here from our back to tank. Now back to the drawing board. He says he's got a mission in mind, right? There's things that a Mace Windu would do if he were in this position, right? If he actually survived, and probably the first thing he'd want to do, at least if it was me, is we got to make a new lightsaber, right? You can't be out here trying to run missions without a lightsaber. So we're going to go collect our hardware. We've got a pretty straightforward little collection mission here. You can see on your radar 3 pieces we need to collect to get ourselves a new lightsaber. And I'll pinpoint some of these little rooms as we go through the mission. They each kind of get their time to shine. But the first one, we're going to stop into this little kind of boutique, high-end boutique kind of shop, because they've got a kyber crystal. Perhaps not too much unlike a shop like Luthen's, even. Not meant to be a Luthen shop, but, you know, same kind of vibe. Interesting items in there. You might find yourself a kyber crystal. But we need one more piece of hardware, and I'll just point this out. I've not shared this yet, but eventually I'm going to share this to our Disney Infinity Discord server so that people can actually play it. If you get a chance to play this level, and I hope you do, you'll notice the city layout is mostly symmetrical for the most part. There's a few differences here and there, and so we have, you know, sort of big streets that run sort of north to south, but we also have alleys, and we have these raised platforms that are running east to west. So I'm going to head back to sort of my northwest corner of the map, if you will, back to my base. So we've collected everything we need. Let's see if we can actually construct ourselves a lightsaber here. So we'll go ahead and do this, try to get everything aligned so that we'll have a weapon that actually works. And it did. So here we go. We're using our Mace Windu mod. We've got Nick Fury with a lightsaber. What more could you ask for? But we're going to keep going. Again, this is all in service of a greater mission that Mace Windu has. We want, actually, I'm going the wrong way. I actually want to go up there. The next thing that Mace Windu has in mind is we're going to come here to this building that I think of as sort of a public records office kind of area, and we're going to hack in. So we're going to hack in this records office, and we're looking for a valuable piece of information if we can get our hands on it. And we did hack in, and so we've now got the locations of a few very young padawans. And so before the newly to be named Empire can get their hands on them, we're going to try to rescue these 3 padawans and get them to safety. So I'm going to go ahead and snatch this first guy. You'll notice the other yellow circle on our radar is going to be this other little room that we're going to designate as a safe house. And so we're going to bring him up here to this safe house. We're going to put him in here for safekeeping so that they don't fall into the hands of the Empire as they're sort of taking over here in the perhaps hours that follow Order 66. Here's our next little Padawan. So again, while I'm just kind of running tasks here, come on. I'll say again, you know, I made this level, although I was almost out of memory, it does run what I've made it to run, so that's good. You can actually fight the battles that are in this level reasonably well. You can do all the collection stuff, certainly. It would have been nice to have other people to populate the city, but oh well, what are you going to do? You can't have it all. We are limited by memory, at least for, you know, those of us who don't have all these cool mods, and that's okay. It still is fun. We've got one more Padawan to get here, but again, just want to give props. That brown batch work on course, that was so cool. I really didn't think we'd see something quite like that in Disney Infinity. And so there's our last Padawan. Kind of running for cover there because we do have some goons here, so we need to dispatch these goons here so we can get this last one to safety. These guys don't seem up to the fight. They usually fight a little better than that, but I think my system is a little bit slow today, but that's alright. Hopefully it'll work better for you if you get a chance to play. Nevertheless, we got rid of these guys. Let's see, where'd our... Oh, I'm tracking the wrong circle here. Actually, no, I'm not. Where is our little friend? Oh, did they make it upstairs? Nope, there they are. There's our last little Padawan. She was sneaking away from me. And so let's rescue this last Padawan. And then then we'll be ready to move on to really the final little mission that our surviving Mace Windu is going to try to do today. And I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can so that I don't go over time here on my recording. But really, I didn't. Despite the limitations, I wanted to make this. I wanted to make this a full playable level. And so, if you get a chance to play this again, eventually I'll be sharing this with the Disney Infinity Discord group. I hope you do play it. It'll, you know, there's plenty to do. It's not massive, you know. Again, everything's got its limitations, but there should be enough to do to make it fun. So, we're going to move into kind of our last interesting little building here. This is the club, and so obviously this is where our officers, our Republic or newly Imperial officers, have come to just hang out. But we beat these guys up. And now we've got a key. We've got a key to what we found out from our research back when we were hacking in to the records office. What Mace found is that, in fact, there is a vault, a secret vault here on Coruscant that belongs to the Emperor, where he has stored some Sith artifacts. And so on our way out, before we slip away into the night forever, we're going to bust into his secret vault. So we couldn't get in before, but now we've got the key. And if you had tried before, it truly would not have opened to you, but now we can actually get in. Here's our vault. And behind this force field, we can see these Sith artifacts, the Sith mask, Sith weapon. First things first, though, let's get rid of this security camera. We don't need all that heat. Now we got to get this force field out of the way. We want to destroy these artifacts so the Emperor can't use them. So let's get our force field out of the way. There we go. And now it's free game. So let's destroy this thing. Again, the less the Emperor has access to, the better for everyone. There we go. That did it. So we've destroyed his artifact. That's great. That does bring a little heat on us. And so we've got some troops that are coming our way. That's okay. One final battle before we ride off into the sunset.
You've angered a commander.
Oh, that guy was not as close as I thought he was. Get rid of these goons.
That's another one for Director Fury.
And we're done, folks. That's it. That's our level. That's our mission as Mace Windu. He's got nothing else. He's rescued some padawans. He's made himself a new lightsaber, and he's even destroyed some artifacts, some Sith artifacts that belong to Palpatine. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, this is kind of a funny little level, a little different than what I normally do, but thought it'd be interesting. Again, shout out to all those other creators who made such cool stuff. I hope you enjoy. I've not shared this yet, but I will share it eventually. And so when it pops up, I hope you get a chance to play this yourself. Leave me a comment and let me know if you do. And enjoy the rest of your day, folks. Stay tuned. I've got a few more toy boxes in the work. So I hope I'll see you next time for the next playthrough. Have a good one, folks. See you next time.